Episode 24, Operation Undercut. The tunnels beneath HQ reeked of rust and old war, like the place had been bleeding for decades, and no one bothered to clean up the mess. Pipes groaned overhead. Moisture dripped from the ceiling in slow, steady taps that felt too much like a countdown. Everlyn raised 2 fingers. 40 wolves froze as one. They didn't breathe. They didn't fidget. They simply became stillness. 3 peeled upward into the overhead pipework, vanishing like smoke. 6 spread out behind as silent rearguard. 12 disappeared into parallel tunnels. The rest closed in around Everlyn, Kane, Lyra, Kalen, and Malik, forming a shifting living shield of fur and muscle. Malik stared as they moved. 40 sets of padded paws landed without sound. 40 silhouettes melted through the dark like predatory wraiths. "There's 40 of them," he whispered. Everlyn didn't look back. "There are 40 of us." The tunnel widened into a small chamber where 8 Xarthian soldiers huddled around a hollow map projected on the floor, alien glyphs casting faint green across their armor. None of them heard the wolves. Kane didn't slow, but the wolves did. A shadow stirred above the Xarthians, 3 wolves clinging to overhead pipework, eyes glowing like faint embers. In one breath they dropped. The first slit a throat with a single rake of claws. The second snapped a rifle in half before crushing the soldier beneath it. The third slammed a soldier into the metal floor hard enough that the body folded around the impact. 3 seconds, 8 bodies, no growls, no snarls, no celebration, just clean, lethal efficiency. The scouts grabbed the bodies by armor straps and dragged them back into the dark without breaking stride. Somewhere behind the group, bone cracked between teeth. Lyra stopped beside the splattered hollow map and planted her hands on her hips. Poor bastards never stood a chance. Kane watched the wolves disappear, arms folded, evaluating the precision like a man grading a training exercise. Efficient. Kalen crouched near a smear of blood, tracing the splatter with a fingertip, studying it like art. 3 seconds. They'll get faster. Malik swallowed. "They're eating them?" "They earned their meal," Kane said without looking back. Everlyn moved on. "Wolves waste nothing." Malik lingered at the sound of bones cracking in the dark. "Okay, that's new." They descended deeper. The farther they moved, the stranger the tunnels became. Steel walls gave way to something more organic. Metal wiring blended into pulsing conduits. Panels throbbed like veins lit from within. The air hummed. Alive and mechanical, all at once. Malik blinked. His new sight flared. Green light illuminating edges, heat signatures bleeding through walls. "There are multiple targets ahead," he murmured. "And machinery. Big." They stepped onto a balcony overlooking a cavern the size of a hangar. Below, a massive Xarthian drill rig clawed upward toward HQ. Teeth of metal tearing through bedrock, conveyor belts vomiting stone behind it. It wasn't digging a tunnel. It was carving a doorway. Kalen leaned against the railing, unimpressed. "They're tunneling into the command wing. And they have no idea what's waiting above it," Lyra added, smirking. Malik narrowed his focus. Heat signatures rippled beneath the drill platform, one shape huge and motionless, armor absorbing the light like a black hole. "There's something big under the platform." Everlyn didn't hesitate. "We end it here." Wolves spread through the cavern, melting into steam and shadow. 40 eyes burned in the dark. Then the drill ground to a stop. A metallic boom rattled the cavern. Something rose behind the machinery. 9 feet of obsidian armor stepped into view. A Xarthian Commander, towering, silent, multiple small eyes blinking out of sync across its faceplate. A blade fused to its left arm. Its voice crackled through a translator implant, flat and soulless. "Alpha located." Everlyn didn't flinch. "Pack," she said. "Drop them." The cavern erupted. Wolves hit like a storm of claws and fangs. Xarthians vanished under fur and rage, dragged off scaffolding, thrown against walls, torn apart before they could scream. Kane exhaled once, the only warning before bones shifted, fur broke through skin, and he transformed mid-stride. Sapphire eyes lit the dark. He hit the first soldier with all the force of a truck and ripped him open like wet fabric. Lyra sprinted to the railing, laughing, leapt off it mid-shift, and landed on a Xarthian's shoulders. She tore out the throat with her teeth, blood misting the air as she dropped the corpse. "I missed this," she hissed, feral grin wide. Kalen moved like a scalpel, no wasted breath, no wasted motion, slicing through enemies with surgical precision. Malik froze. His pulse hammered. Chaos, blood, screaming metal. I don't. Everlyn caught his jaw with one hand. Her grip was iron, immovable. Golden eyes burned into him. "You don't think your way into the wolf," she said softly. "You let it take you." Malik felt her strength. How she held him without effort. How the hell is she that strong? A Xarthian soldier spotted an opening and lunged toward Everlyn. Kalen moved to intercept. But Malik's instincts detonated. Muscles tore under his skin. Fur rippled across his arms. Claws erupted from his fingers. He slammed into the soldier so hard the wall dented. He grabbed the body and ragdolled it side to side, armor shrieking. Then, his jaws clamped down on the throat. Blood splattered the metal. Malik froze, panting, horrified and alive all at once. Kane looked up from a torn corpse, fangs dripping. "Welcome to Tuesday nights." The commander moved, faster than anything that size should move. Kane turned. Too late. The blade arm drove straight through his ribs. Air punched from his lungs. He crashed to the metal floor, blood pooling fast beneath him. Everlyn pivoted, eyes blazing into molten gold. "Malik." Something primal snapped into place. Green light flared in Malik's eyes, feral and focused. He stepped forward. On it. He launched himself at the commander. Everything went black.